Chinese pancakes are traditionally served with Peking duck, and I like to show you how to make those pancakes now. This is just a simple flour and water mixture, so it's very different from a European type pancake, which is made from a batter. And for this, you need 10 ounces of plain flour and about 8 to 9 fluid ounces of very hot water. And the hot water is necessary for this so that it can absorb faster into the flour, mixing it very fast and giving it a nice smooth texture. Continue stirring that until all the water is absorbed, and then gather it up with your hands and knead until all the flour is kneaded into the dough. And on certain dry days, you might need a little bit more water. Continue kneading that for about 8 minutes or so until it's nice and smooth. Then put it in a bowl like this, cover it with a damp cloth, and let it sit for about half an hour to rest. And after it's rest for half an hour, it should look like this, nice and smooth. And take it out and knead again for another minute or so. And if it's sticky, just add a little bit of flour, not too much, otherwise it might become too dry. Take the mixture now and roll it out into a roll about 18 inches by 1 inch. Then, taking a knife or a Chinese cleaver as I'm using here, divide it into 1-inch segments. And this recipe makes about 18 pancakes. Now I'd like to show you what to do next in making the pancakes. Is take each of the segments and roll them into a ball like that. And you have to do 2 of them at once when you're making the pancakes. Take one of the balls and dip it like this in some sesame oil, just the bottom part only, and then put one on top of the other. This is a very unusual procedure, but what it results in is pancakes which are thin and nice and moist. Take that and roll those 2 out together like this to about a 6-inch circle. And when you're rolling it, be very careful not to seal the edges by rolling to the very end. Okay, once it's made like this, the next thing is to cook them. And you want to cook them in a dry pan, which means a pan that has no oil or water in it. And you want to cook it until it's nice and dry and over fairly low heat. And when it's dried on one side, you want to take it and flip it over to the other side and continue cooking that. Don't worry if it doesn't work the first time. Persevere, because it's well worth your while. Nothing beats homemade Chinese pancakes. Here, I think they're done now, and they have a nice brown spot, which is a good indication that they're cooked. I'm going to take that out, put that on a plate, and let it cool for about a minute or so. And I'm going to peel them apart like this. This is where the sesame oil is very important because it keeps them from sticking too much together. And they should be rather doughy on the inside, like this, and dry on the outside.